So reaction of zinc with the acids and the bases will always produce the H2 gas. Okay. So this is one of the most common method to prepare the hydrogen gas in the laboratory purpose. So when you react the zinc with the HCl, now it will form ZnCl2 plus H2. That is for the acids. The same with when you react the zinc with the sodium hydroxide. React the zinc with the sodium hydroxide. It will also form salt like sodium zincate Na2ZnO2 plus H2 gas. So always the non-metal displacement reaction when you're reacting with the acids or the bases, always it will produce the H2 gas only. Clear this one? This for the base, this for the acids. Okay, this is a one type of non-metal displacement reaction. There is one more thing is there. If you take halogens, halogens are the good oxidizing agents. Halogens are the good oxidizing agents. Okay, then what are the different halogens? What are halogens here? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So these are the halogens. All this will act as a good oxidizing agents. So among these also there is a different reactivity is there. So among these halogens also, some will be powerful halogens, some will be weak halogens. So reactivity order for the halogens are fluorine is greater than chlorine, chlorine is greater than bromine, bromine is greater than iodine. That means if you take fluorine, it can replace any halogen. Like chlorine, it can replace bromine or it can replace iodine also. But if you take chlorine, it can replace bromine or iodine, but it cannot displace the fluorine. Understanding? Because chlorine is a better oxidizing agent than the bromine and iodine, but it is weaker oxidizing agent than the fluorine. Similarly, if you take fluorine, it can replace chlorine, bromine, iodine. But if you take chlorine, it can replace only bromine and the iodine. If you take bromine, it can replace only the iodine. Understanding? Replacing tendency or displacing tendency, you can say. Displacing tendency. This is for the halogens. So this also helps in the preparation of halogen compounds. Suppose if you take Cl2 plus 2 KBr, what it will form? Whether chlorine is the more oxidizing agent or bromine is the most oxidizing agent?
So chlorine.
Chlorine. So chlorine will go and displace the bromine, right?
Yes, sir.
From the KBr, so it will form 2 KCl plus Br2. So in this case, what you are getting? Initially, bromine is in the pure compound format, but during the displacement reaction, we are getting the pure form of the bromine. Understanding? So this type of reactions, this type of non-metal displacement reactions are useful in extracting pure halogens. It is useful in extracting the pure halogens from its compound. Similarly, if you take chlorine and the iodine, chlorine gas and the Ki, what will happen? The iodine will be replaced by the chlorine and the iodine pure format will come out of the reaction. But is it possible like this? This reaction is possible? Whether this reaction is possible?
No, sir.
No. Why?
So because chlorine, it cannot displace fluorine.
Chlorine cannot displace fluorine, right? That's why the reaction is not possible. Any doubts in the non-metal displacement reactions?
No, sir.
So that is all about the non-metal displacement reactions. So displacement reactions are also different types will be there. One is a metal displacement, one is a metal and the non-metal displacements. Okay, next one is a disproportionation reaction. This proportionation reaction. So in the case of disproportionation reaction, what will happen? Just I'll explain it on example in the better way. Suppose if we take phosphorus and the hydroxide and the water, it will form PH3 plus 3H2PO2 minus 1. Okay. Now tell me, what is the phosphorus oxidation state here? P4 oxidation state. If the element is in the free state now, the oxidation state is equal to 0, right? So this is 0. In the case of PH3, what is the oxidation state of phosphorus?
So 3.
Is it 3 or minus 3? Hydrogen
So
will show
minus 3.
+1 with the non-metals, -1 with metals. Overall, it is a 0, right? So it will show +1 now, it will show -3. Because 3 into 1 +3 and -3 will cancel. So here phosphorus oxidation state is -3. What about here phosphorus oxidation state? H2PO2 minus 1. If you take this as a X plus hydrogens 2 are there, so it is a 2 into 1 plus oxygen 2 are there, also again 2 into -2 is equal to what? -1, the charge on the compound. So 2 plus X minus 4 equal to -1. So X minus 2 equal to -1, that implies X equal to +1. X equal to +1. So here phosphorus is in the state of +1. Here it is in the state of -3. Now can you see this? The same element undergoing oxidation as well as reduction, right? Here the phosphorus of the same element which is undergoing oxidation as well as the reduction. What is this? 0 to -3, is it oxidation or reduction? 0 to -3 going, is it oxidation or reduction?
So reduction.
It is the reduction, gaining of electrons. Then what about the 0 to +1?
Oxidation.
Oxidation. So listen carefully the definition. It is a special type of redox reaction in which the same element undergoes both oxidation and the reduction in the same chemical equation. Disproportionation reaction is a special type of the reaction in which the same elements undergoes both oxidation as well as the reduction. Understand? Suppose if we take phosphorus, phosphorus belongs to which group in the periodic table? Phosphorus belongs to which group in the periodic table?
So 15.
15th group. So 15th group elements, what is the maximum oxidation state? +5. 15th group elements, phosphorus belongs to 15th group. 15th group maximum oxidation state is +5. Minimum oxidation state is -3. So it can show -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. These variable phosphorus oxidation state it can show. Now can you see here? It is between, right? The oxidation state on the reactant side is in the between of -3 and +1 or not? Yes or no? 0 is intermediate between the +1 and -3. Yes or no? So one more important condition in the disproportionation reaction is the oxidation state of the reactant should be intermediate between the oxidation state of the products. Then only one will undergo the reduction, the other one will undergo the oxidation. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts in this?
No, sir, no doubts.
Okay, can you repeat what you understand, Disha? From this only about this disproportionation reaction. What about Abhinaya? Pravalika? Did you understand Abhinaya and Pravalika? No response. So it is a special type of redox reaction in which the same element undergoes both oxidation as well as the reduction. And the oxidation state of the reactant should be intermediate between the oxidation state of the products. Because whenever the oxidation state of the reactant is intermediate, now that means if you want to go for the oxidation, we should have the higher number than this. If you want to go for reduction, we should have the lower number than this. So only we should take one higher number oxidation state, one lower number oxidation state. Okay. If we take another example, S8 plus 12 OH minus will produce 4 S minus 2 plus 2 S2O3 minus 2 plus 6 H2O. Here sulfur oxidation state is how much? 0. Here sulfur oxidation state is -2. What about the sulfur oxidation state here? What is the oxidation state of sulfur here? What is the answer? Now take it as 2x plus 3 into -2 overall equal to -2, right? 2x plus 3 into -2 overall equal to -2. Then means 2x minus 6 equal to -2, 2x equal to 4, x equal to +2. Here is the +2. So one is moving 0 to -2, the other one is moving 0 to +2. So this is the reduction, this is the oxidation. So this is another example for the disproportionation reaction. So any doubts in the types of chemical reaction? Sorry, types of redox reactions? Any doubts? Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to end the session here itself.